What's up, everybody? Daredevil Born Again is back for season 2, and we've got a ton to get into just from episode 1, from who Mr. Charles really is to Heather Glenn's future in the show, and of course, that wild finish. Before I get into that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It's a huge help, so thank you, and let's dive in. The BB report from the niece of Ben Urich brought us back into the show, and I love this abrupt opening scene. For starters, it carries over the tone from the season 1 finale so damn well. Then the credits roll, and we join Matt in his new stealth suit that does the same thing. We saw this mask back in the first season. It was Matt going up to his secret storage, and Fisk going down to his, but the important detail is it's inspired by the Shadowland suit from the comics. For now, they're just taking the colors. They're not doing that story just yet, but at the same time, it's kind of fitting that he's wearing it as Angela Del Toro takes on the White Tiger identity and fills the role of Blind Spot from the comics. She's very much tied to Muse. Sam Chung, he was too, and we saw her next to Daredevil in a trailer. I'm definitely interested to see how that plays out. But did I mention how much I love this opening sequence? Like, just inject that shot of the double Ds in all their glory on Matt's suit and jam it in my veins, add the camera flowing with Matt's hearing and the aspect ratio shifting as his focus does. It's so good. It's the best way to bring this bizarre character to life, and the easiest way to win me over is someone who, I want to be watching pages turn on my screen in these projects. We're so back. When Matt made it back to shore, he went back to Josie's bar, which has become the Resistance base of operations to counter Mayor Fisk. Karen's been training for the coming fight. Not that she can't fight, but she's no vigilante, she's no Daredevil or Punisher, and speaking of vigilantes, she's back with Matt. Or, I guess I should say, Mr. Murdoch spun and landed on the Karen Page spot of his dartboard after his time on the Heather Glenn spot, so now he's back with her. Jokes aside, Mr. Mayor's not too happy about Daredevil's boat ride in the East River, and he's got some mysterious backup coming this season. We're introduced to Matthew Lillard's character, Mr. Charles, and I've got two theories about him, since that's a fake name. That's not even speculation either. Fisk stepping in to say it for him, and Vanessa calling it out at dinner was more than enough proof for me, but still, who is he? The first choice I'll give you is something that came to me as I was doing my rewatch of the first season. I could see him being Chief Gallo's brother or cousin, something like that. That's really just because, I could see Shaggy as Michael Gaston's brother, the actor for Chief Gallo. It would essentially be a long or long-ish con to get revenge, and we would end up seeing him on Daredevil's side at the end of the season. I think this is still possible, but this second option is my easy favorite. That's him as Quinn Stromwyn. He and his sister Una are one of, if not the richest families in the Marvel Comics and Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run, and so of course they're also socialites and political donors. I want to say they're from upstate New York in the comics, but having them be in DC or have a place in DC would be a logical change in the adaptation. I mean, they do control the elections in the comics and in the MCU. We're coming off the exposure of the Skrulls. People like these two would totally be in the swamp they call Washington DC during that time. We know Mr. Charles has connections there because Val calls in and gets the lieutenant governor off the case in this episode, and I think that connection might be the make or break for this theory. Like I just mentioned, these siblings, they're shady and Val is still director of the CIA during this show because it's before Thunderbolts in universe, and these two are the type of people who would fund something like, I don't know, Project Century. Keep an eye out for Lily Taylor's first appearance in the show. She might be Una. With that being said, I want to shift to Heather's interview with the swordsman, Kate Bishop's stepdad, because now it's part of one of my bigger theories for season 2. It feels like they're setting her up to become the female version of Muse, following in her patient's footsteps. She's got some PTSD that I see evolving into inspiration as her mind breaks. All I hope is that, it's the end of Heather's time on the show. I'm not a fan. Then this episode had maybe the most obvious secret I've ever seen. This new Mayor Kingpin podcast is, without a doubt, the reporting that BB Urich does under fake names. I guess it could be Karen. We did transition from her bald mannequin to Wilson's shiny dome earlier in the episode, but it feels like BB to me. Let me know who you think it is down in the comments below. My thought process goes back to the penultimate episode of season 1 where she told Chief Gallo what I just told you. Some of her reporting isn't done under her name. You would knock out some AI commentary with this and the danger its video manipulation brings, as well as some about the counter programming that's been a phenomenal tool of all media since before I was even born. Her uncle Ben, he would be proud of her. But I want to circle back to Heather becoming the female version of Muse because this second scene in her apartment convinced me even more. she takes a call from DA Hawk and has another Muse PTSD episode. It was so telling. I know the camera tilting is common for mental episodes and just distortion in media, but it feels way too similar to what they did for Muse's freaky deaky movements in season 1. I honestly don't want to be right about this. Regardless, the episode closed with the good characters. Thankfully, we saw Matt and Karen training together before reminiscing about the good old days, the Nelson Murdoch and Paige days, but those days are over, and that's a reality they gotta accept to take on the threat they're facing here, especially as one of their last remaining allies gets a visit from the AVTF. Cherry gets a beatdown from the mayor's goons, and that was too much for the old man's heart. Daredevil was able to stop the first two in the room before the reinforcements got up there, but once he heard Cherry's heart during the second fight and started thinking about Foggy when he was fighting Bullseye on Josie's roof, the reinforcements got the best of him. That's when Dario Scardapane dropped his nuts on his script and had Benjamin Poindexter saved the day. My jaw was on the ground. I thought it was a slow but good, very good start for the season. It's just good having this show and these characters back. I was really convinced that the big shock hook for the premiere was going to be Cherry's death, which, side note, I think he's fine. I don't think he died of a heart attack in this scene, but to have Bullseye come in for the save like he truly learned a lesson from Matt saving Fisk in season 1, oh, I can't wait to see that duo the rest of the season. Then before I let you guys go, I want to talk about Daredevil's team in season 2, the team that Bullseye will indeed be a part of to an extent. The team that we saw, I believe it was in a preview for season 2 last week. It was Karen, Jessica Jones, White Tiger, and Cherry with a handful of good NYPD officers. I feel like the cops, though, they're probably more for information and maybe the final fight, but there's 3 other heroes that could show up in this season. I'd bet a ton that Luke Cage comes in for the final fight at the end of season 2, and that's mainly because he's part of my other big theory. I think we're going to find out that Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, got married since we last saw them in the Netflix shows. Not only that, but I think they're going to have their daughter, Danielle, already too. And don't worry, she does in fact take after her parents. Maybe they're trying to, I don't know, set up the mini Defenders for after Secret Wars in the MCU. I don't know. Whatever happens there, one of Matt's old lovers, Elektra, is another option I see. The Hand is coming back in Brand New Day. Brad Winderbaum, head of Marvel TV, has said that he wants him back in season 3, and having to reappear right after Matt gets a big win over Fisk, it would be fitting. The final one, and I think this is a long shot for season 2, but almost certain for season 3 is the return of Danny Rand, aka Iron Fist, same actor, all the Defenders back together and more for one more go. Sign me up. And so that's going to do it for my breakdown of the first episode from Born Again season 2. I want to know what you guys thought about this premiere and what your theories are for the rest of the season, so let me know down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed today's video, smash that like button on your way out, and make sure you have a great day.